Welcome back, second graders. It's Mrs. Dixon here with another sleuth lesson for you today. Today we're going to work through Sleuth Unit 5, pages 44 and 45. Let's begin by reviewing our learning intention for today. We are learning to read like a detective so that we can sequence events in nonfiction. Two vocabulary words that are going to be important to our lesson today are seedling and root. A seedling is just a baby plant, and you'll see the picture on the right-hand side shows the beginning of a plant once it has sprouted. So that means once it's hit above the dirt. So a seedling is a baby plant. And the next word is root. And the root is the part of the plant that's underground. And you'll see the picture of the root where you see all the little, looks like spider veins coming down or little lines. Those are all roots. And roots are what help the plant get the nutrients and the water from the ground. And so those are our two words that we'll need for our story today. And when we read like a detective, we're going to look for clues. And today you're going to look for clues to help you know the order of events in the passage that we're going to read. And you're going to also ask questions. You're going to ask questions such as what happens first, what happens second, and so on. And then you're going to make your case and prove it. And you're going to be able to restate the sequence of events in the passage. So when we look at sequence, second graders, what that means is the order of the events. On the screen, you will see a recipe, and it says first, you will mix together all the ingredients. Next, you put the pie in the oven to bake. And last, you take the pie out of the oven and eat it. So the sequence is the order. And boys and girls, what would happen if we didn't follow this order for this recipe? Our recipe wouldn't come out very well. We couldn't put something in the oven until it's ready. So sequence is important because it helps us to understand the order of events. So today we're going to look at a sequence passage, and this is called From Seed to Flower to Fruit. And what I want you to be thinking about, the questions that you're going to ask, boys and girls, what comes first, second, and third, and so on, in the order of a seed going from a flower to a fruit, and starting as a seed. So let's begin reading our passage, and we'll talk about the sequence afterwards. Do you know where apples come from? Have you ever seen an apple seed? Inside that tiny brown shell is the beginning of a whole new tree. Every seed contains an embryo or baby plant. The seed protects the baby plant. So that's our first item. We have to have a baby plant. 2, then when the seed gets the right amount of water and warmth, it breaks open. The embryo begins to grow. So boys and girls, if you cut open an apple, and we took that apple on the screen and we cut it in half, you would see seeds inside, and you'll see right here these seeds. So this is what they're talking about with a baby plant or embryo. So these are the seeds. Then we talked about getting the right amount of water and warmth, and then it grows. So that's the second stage, is to grow. 3, a stem with little seed leaves pushes upward. There may be 1 leaf or 2 leaves. The seedling wants to help it grow. Roots also begin to grow. They help the seedling get food from the soil. New leaves grow from the stem. When there are enough new leaves, the seed leaves fall off. Soon flower buds appear. When the flower opens, bees move pollen from one flower to another. New seeds form inside the flowers. The part of the plant where the seeds are grows larger. It becomes a tiny apple, and soon it will be ready to eat. Do you see the seed inside? Each seed is ready for a chance to become a new plant. The cycle begins again. So boys and girls, I have put numbers out to the side to show you and help you understand the sequence of how a seed turns into a plant and then grows another apple. So we talked about number 1. We talked about number 2. Number 3, a stem with little leaves pushes upwards. 4, the roots begin to form. 5, new leaves grow. The 6th step is that flower buds appear. The seventh step is that new seeds are formed when they are pollinated, and then they grow, the apple goes on the tree. So in this passage, we saw a sequence. Now, boys and girls, what would happen if the author didn't tell us this in order? You're right, it would be so hard to understand because it wouldn't make sense. So when authors are writing in sequence, they are writing so that we can understand the order in which something happens. Just like the recipe we have to follow in order to make the recipe correctly, we have to follow the steps that the author lists in order for a plant to grow. So it's important to notice the sequence of events. So the next time you eat an apple, think about all the steps that happen for that apple to get into your hand so that you can eat it. And boys and girls, don't forget to read again today. Remember to read 10 or 15 minutes. You can read a book to yourself, or you can read a book to a friend or someone at your house. And I hope you have a great rest of the day, second graders, and I can't wait to see you for tomorrow's video.